What's up? Hi, I know I'm being a little extra, but my wonderful guest Joy is used to me doing what's up. I've
Right.
known her for years, so she is so used to it. I'm so excited to have you with us tonight. It's a Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
All right. So tonight I have something super, super special for you. Not only do I have a guest, I have the most wonderful guest ever on tonight. And we're going to be talking and we're having a discussion around making dreams come true.
Mhm.
What makes this special is not only we're going to talk about kind of what some of our dreams have been, how they've changed, some bumps along the road, what we're looking for now, is that means you're going to get some of the tea. We'll be spilling some tea because we can't tell you where we've been without giving you
Tell
a.
you what happened.
So this is going to be a whole live stream of what had happened was, and it's always entertaining when Joy Stevens is in his house.
Glad
So
to be here.
so we're gonna do a couple of housekeeping things on the front end. First thing is if you know somebody that needs this or will benefit from this or will be thoroughly entertained from it, share or tag them. The next thing, if you're watching it later, don't even worry about it. I'm just happy you came. Put hashtag replay in the comments. The next thing I'm going to do is just tell you who I am in case you are a first-time watcher. I am Dr. Erica, double board certified psychiatrist and Harvard trained, as Joy likes to remind me to tell people, and integrative lifestyle coach. I am on a mission to help women feel seen, valued, and whole on their own terms. But today, it doesn't matter your gender. I'm just here to help you get through all of this craziness and chaos with your sanity intact. I do that through my speaking, through my books, and through my adult telepsychiatry practice. But tonight, it's not about me. It's also about Joy. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I need to tell you a couple quick tidbits. The first thing is she is super smart. She always likes to play and say she doesn't have something that makes her a doctor. She still has like at least 3 degrees. She still has a lot of degrees, has done so many things, and is just being a total trailblazer as a corporate culture consultant. I just love that title. On top of that, she's a career coach and does many other things, including being an on-air radio personality. But I'm not going to destroy her bio anymore. Can you tell the peeps a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Joy Stevens. As Erica mentioned, I am a corporate culture consultant, and I focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion, but that really involves creating the culture in your company, your organization, your nonprofit that you want to see. So I work with the entire organization to revolutionize things. I also do executive coaching as well as career coaching for those people in the middle that are trying to move to the middle. I like to help people, and that's where Eric and I are of the same mind. She's a little bit higher on the scale. She can prescribe medicine. I can just say you should probably do this. But I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to talking about specifically making dreams come true. And so I'm ready to roll. Let's go.
You ready to rock and roll?
Yes.
All right, then. So where we're going to start is in a galaxy a long time ago. Cue the Star Wars music.
Right. In a place only about a mile and a half from here.
I know. But what I wanted to do is go ahead and we'll set the stage, let people know kind of where we started from. And because one of the things I think that's important when having these conversations about dreams, goals, and vision is looking at where you started, because I'm going to do a spoiler, is things change. So it's always nice to know where you started from. So many of you know I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I say Missouri, some of my family says Missouri, but all of that stuff. So I started off a little girl in Missouri. I'd want to be a doctor since I was itty bitty. Since I was probably by the age of 3, I knew I wanted to be a doctor. So I started off just wanting to be a doctor, wanting to be a good person, all the good stuff. But that's kind of what I wanted to do. I don't think at that age I'd kind of, I had my Barbies. I like to play stuff, but I don't think I kind of came up with this full idea of what I want in my life. Kind of tell us where you started, Joy.
So I started off in Houston, Texas, born and raised, and my dreams were very much, I'm not gonna lie, I had dreams of being an actress. I had dreams of, celebrity, Hollywood, etc. And those dreams were summarily dismissed by my parents. Actresses don't make no money. You're gonna be in Hollywood waiting tables. You need to get a good job. So my dream became get a good job. And that was it. That was the extent. And the end game, get a good job. And so I did. Got an engineering degree, got a chemistry degree, later on got an MBA, all those degrees we talked about, got some good jobs along the way. And then I realized that wasn't my dream. That was a dream told to me by my parents. So I'm excited now because I'm living, it's such an overused phrase, but I am living my best life. I'm where I want to be, the city that I chose to live in the place I chose to live in, living by my own terms. That is happiness, but you got to figure out how to get there.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. It is important to kind of know how to get there. And I think one of the things that's huge about these journeys, and a lot of us, we know kind of where we started, is the role that our family plays in not only what our dreams are, but what we choose to pursue. Because as you noticed, you said you had these dreams of becoming an actress and some other things that your family was like,
no, sorry.
No. Or straight Robert Townsend style. No, not with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think back to, I started acting when I was in the second or third grade, and I loved every minute of it. I tried to model. I didn't have the legs for it because they go in. Knock-knee models weren't what it do back in the day, but I wanted to be on stage. And ironically, throughout my corporate career, I found my way back to the stage. There's a lot of salespeople, specifically frontline salespeople, who are frustrated actors and actresses, and we get a chance to perform. So sometimes your dream doesn't come at you the way you thought. But now, what am I doing? Presentations. I am on. I have my performances. I'm still fulfilling that itch in my soul to do that, even though it's not at all the way I thought it would be coming about. But still on the horizon. Never know what next year is going to bring.
I know, Miss. I'm on the radio.
I'm on the radio. I got a talk show.
See, cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask you a question on your own show, Miss Erica. You said you always wanted to be a doctor. What else was a part of that dream? I mean, that's profession. What about the personal side? Like, how did that go?
I think for me, when I think about when I was really young, naturally I had that thought that eventually I'd be married, have some kids, and have good friends and that kind of stuff. And the interesting thing is I don't remember having all the details hashed out when I was younger, but I do know that, I did different things. I was in a lot of different activities. My family was really big into the extracurriculars. So, I did plenty of extracurricular activities. Mm-hmm. I was a swimmer. I did some acting. I never had any lead roles. My roles were, I think I played an Asian male in like Bye Bye Birdie or something. It was just all this craziness. Nothing super sexy. I never got a super cute outfit or anything. But I just did a lot of extracurriculars. I was on student council. I was in the band. And I think for me, probably one was I was a flag twirler in marching band. And I totally loved it. And had they had it in college, I would have still done it. But Morehouse's band did not have flags. And the other thing that happened is I loved softball when I was younger. But when I got to high school, softball and band were the same season.
Oh,
so I ended up playing softball. And when we were younger, softball wasn't even an Olympic sport. So there was nothing really you were going to do playing softball after you finished playing in high school. Mm-hmm. So, those were some things that just were small things that shifted. but I think for me, kind of the next benchmark was when we made it to college.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I met. Wait, I can't do the arrow. This one over here. That's when I met her in college. It was shenanigans.
Changed
I
your life.
was shenanigans. She was shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I remember getting there, and like a lot of us, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. And I feel like that's the overall college experience is you want to go.
and considering our age bracket at the time, Different World was making college look amazing. I wanted to be in the dorm with Freddie and with Ron and the rest of them. I was like, that's what I want to do. And so,
and we were at all girls college, so that didn't happen.
Yeah, we still the dorm life, the camaraderie, all that stuff. I wanted that, because believe it or not, as I was sheltered as a high school and elementary school kid. I know, right? You would never know that from knowing me now. I used to be shy, quiet, all these things just morphed. It was an evolution from middle school to high school to college of, so we did talk about, spilling the tea to the wild child that we got my freshman year, the one, with the straw in the bottle of bones. That's a whole nother story.
The one that wore a baseball cap all the time with a ponytail out the back, that one?
I will still rock a baseball cap with a big bunny puff out the back because that's part of my identity. But yeah, every party, everywhere, because it was something I've never been to, never seen before. And I absolutely, hey, look, not gonna act like I didn't get my studies in, graduated magna cum laude. So, no slouch over here, but spades game, I'm there. Party, I'm there. Running over to Morehouse to see what the boys are doing, I'm there, but still got on my education and everything. But yeah, college was a different thing. So Erica mentions that, then she met me, and understand my freshman year in college, I had a devil on my shoulder saying, you should do it. And then I had an angel on my shoulder that said, yeah, I don't care what else you do it. So not a lot of yin and yang. And then I met Erica. And so, yes, I just pulled her right now with me. We ended up Freaknik 92, 93. That's all we're going to say about that. We were there. That's all you need to know. But yeah, college was fun. And college for me was a discovery of who I wanted to be. One of the beautiful things about going to Spelman College is if you don't know who you are, when you get there, you are going to find out. They're going to test you. They're going to push you. They're going to question your sense of self, your sense of identity. It's a crucible, and it burns away all of your illusions about who you are, and then it builds you up. That's what happened to me, and I saw it happen to you as well. So I would never in my life trade my education at Spelman for anything in the world.
No, we ain't playing acting like we wish we didn't go to Spelman. We all love Spelman.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we're kind of leading into is giving a little background on kind of what happened when we were younger, and the issue of kind of when you're looking at your dreams and goals, things start shifting some the older you get. So when you start younger, you kind of have these vague ideas, then you make it through, and then you're in college, you have some more ideas, but you're still kind of young, so you think about a little into the future. But I know for me, other than knowing I want to be a doctor and that kind of stuff, I was focused on studies and fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't this whole, I don't even think I would have even been thinking anything about how to even do a vision board, even if I knew about a vision board when I was in college, because we just weren't thinking that far ahead. And I think what's interesting is as you live life and you move forward, you go from being younger with these abstract dreams or these just super big dreams, but there's no details really in between.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get a little bit older and your vision for your life starts becoming, has more color, has more details.
More texture to it.
Yes, more and more texture. So I know for myself, when I went to medical school, that's when I decided to be a psychiatrist versus wanting to be a pediatrician. And at that point, I also had this vision that I was probably going to have a private practice and be a mom and, be like Rebecca from Sunnybrook Farms at home, and then go see some patients, come home around 4 o'clock,
Mhm. Girl, let me tell you. So my family dream, or my family thought, I would say, when I was in college, right out of college, was okay. So got my degree, we get a job, got a job, working as a manager in a factory. Okay, good. Now, husband. Okay, we gonna work on that. And then I was gonna. Not only was I going to have children, This was the plan. Not really understanding like how biology and life and finances work. I was going to have 4 boys, and I was going to send them all to different schools in the city, so there would be a representation of like a good young man, a strong man, etc. In every school. And I was going to start like shifting how men treated women. Like I had a whole plan. I was going to revolutionize it all out of my womb. The womb of the revolution was right here, right? And yeah, none of that materialized. Not to mention that if I had ever had children, it may not have been boys. Who knows? But it didn't happen. I always knew that I was not planning to be a single mom. So very, very conscientious about my lifestyle, about what I was doing, what I wasn't doing, what I wasn't having none of. But also, I remember a couple of younger people asking, at the time I was 30. You're 30, you don't have kids. Why not? Well, because I'm not married. Well, what does that have to do with it? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not gonna just have kids to be having them. And because I never got married, I never had kids. And now I'm 46, and now that ship has sailed. I mean, I don't miss it. And I will tell you this.
I'm mad that you're still 46. I'm sorry.
It's 7 months, man, give or take. Don't worry, I'm gonna catch him in February. So neither one of us looks over 40, so we're not even worried about it. But I remember when we said we were going to get personal. So the push to get married and have children really came from my mother. The push to be an engineer, all the push in my life came from my mom. Go to school, don't be an actress, be an engineer, get some money, get a good job, get married, have kids. And she kept saying, I just want you to be happy. And it took me until I was in my early 30s to realize none of that was making me happy. It's just checking off boxes of what she and society had said was success. I've got all these things. I'm supposed to be happy, and I'm miserable living in a small town in Tennessee. Honestly, thinking about quitting my job and going back to live with my mama because I hated it so much. Didn't hate the people, hated the job, hated the situation. But I remember. So unfortunately, I lost my mother in like 2006, and I promise you, the desire to have children died with her. And it sounds callous, but I woke up not too long after she passed away, realizing I don't do this. Not at all. I don't even like children like that. Like, what was I thinking? And now I don't regret it. I mean, if it had happened, if I had met someone and got married and had kids, I'd have been fine. I'd have been the kind of mom like, hold your own bottle, I got things to do. But I'm not upset that I didn't have kids. And so when we talk about making your dreams come true, I think one of the things we got to focus on is it really your dream? Or is it a thought that somebody put in your head that this is what you're supposed to be doing? And I miss my mother all the time, but I often wonder, would she still be pushing me to do those things that ultimately don't really make me happy? And would I have done them, if things were different? I think about that a lot.
Oh, I can definitely see that. And one of the things that I think that you brought out, which is huge, is part of the journey that we learn as we live, is having the discernment to know what is what we want, what is what someone else is telling us that we want. Mm-hmm. And then also along the line of just learning and bumps and bruises is being flexible enough to be okay when things change. Sometimes what you want, what your dreams are, what your vision is, changes. Mm-hmm. And being flexible enough to move with that, because as we learn more about ourselves, experience new things, that what we wanted, even 3 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, can be different than what we want now. So I think one of the things that's important is to be able to start being flexible and open enough to start learning yourself, learning from your experiences, so that you can fine tune or shift if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to say pivot because it's the official word of COVID.
What, pivot? I thought it was the new normal. Isn't that it?
All of them, all
Oh,
of it, all
mhm.
of it is there. But I think one of the things that's huge is as we get older, we ideally as you get older, you get more self-aware.
Mhm.
Not everybody,
Yeah.
but ideally, you get more self-aware and you start learning different things. And I know for me, things just started to shift the older I got because also like you, I don't, and it wasn't even my mom, who ironically is commenting right now.
Uh,
I wanted to have kids. I wanted to be a wife. I can't even talk today.
you
I
wanted to
wanted
have
to be
a
a
husband
husband. I
and kids, yeah.
wanted kids. But just like you, my desire to have children was never more than my desire not to be a single mother.
Yeah.
So I knew that wasn't on the list at all. To be a single mom, but I look at how things have shifted, and naturally, part of the things that happen when you're younger, you don't necessarily have the perspective to know. I didn't really have financial goals when I was young, where I have financial goals and financial targets, and technically financial dreams at this age. And also, even for both of us, our careers have shifted a lot
Yeah.
through the years, through our own experiences, what has been available. But I want to have a moment to talk about what are some tools or strategies that you feel like have been helpful either in difficult times or times of transition.
Wow. Okay. So, I am not the most religious person, but I will tell you that there have been moments in my life where I had to lay down and give it all to God. Like, I can't do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea how to move forward. God, I need your help. And it's in those moments that God will come through for you. Sometimes I feel like he or she was just looking down at me like, been waiting on your little stupid tail and asking for something. It's about time you figured it out.
Why do you be thinking of the Alanis Morissette God and Dogma?
Right? Just out here cutting up. But there have been times where it's gotten that serious where I'm literally just prostrate, like, God, I can't do this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. And an answer will come to you if you seek it out and if you're willing to listen, because sometimes the answer is do the thing I've been telling you to do that you've been avoiding for 6 years. And it's not always a religious calling. It's like, this is what your life is supposed to be, and you've been fighting it for so long, and now, fight it or don't, but this is it. And I had a couple of those moments where I'm like, okay, this is not. I had a couple of moments where I was making decisions based on an old mindset and an old frame that I was just determined, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I almost married a guy. I almost stuck with a guy that I didn't even really find myself attracted to, because I had a feeling that if I stuck with him, he might propose. And I'd have been hypothetically married to a guy I didn't really love. And I don't want to project that on anybody, but I see a whole lot of people right now that are not happy. And I wonder, could I be one of them? Living in a different place, being okay with letting things slide, letting this slip, accepting that. I'm not a problem with compromise, but compromising your desire for love just to be in a relationship. I was there. I did all of the things.
You aren't alone.
The Match.com, the eHarmony, all that stuff, because my framework said, insert husband here. This is what you're supposed to be doing at this age. Right. And then to your point with enlightenment, all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I ain't really got to do this. I'm good. And
I'm good with the titles, right?
Right. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. But I think about, and all of my revelations come with bad grammar and bad English. I ain't got to do this. That's like always my revelatory phrase. I ain't got to do this. I'm fine. I'm good doing what I'm doing. And when you release, so you would ask me, like, how do I cope with those bumps and bruises? Let God take care of it when you need to. Release your old framework Just throw it all out and then see what's left of you and build on that. And I've done that at least 3 times in my life. And every time I have listened and rebuilt, I've been better. That's the truth.
Look at you. Build back better.
Oh my goodness. I am Kamala and Kamala is me.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't.
I didn't even catch that.
I couldn't help it. But I mean, you make just some great points about being able to, number one, be self-aware. Number two, I think a huge thing is to be able to be open to spiritual assistance and to be able to be quiet enough to not only have discernment, but to hear whatever answers. But I'd have to say one of the things for me is at times where I had to get quiet and hear an answer is sometimes you don't always want to do what the answer you get told.
Yes.
So I think part of it is, as you said, is being ready for, if you ask God or your higher power for an answer, when you get it, you have to actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the other thing is being flexible enough to allow yourself, number one, some grace, because we're all learning on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
The next is just to be open to the fact that things may change. It's okay if what you want changes. It's okay if what you want now is totally different than what you wanted before. There's nothing etched in stone that you can only have one dream. And there's nothing etched in stone that says that if you do something else, you're a failure.
That part, and there's nothing that says you can't come back to a dream deferred 5, 10, 20 years later. I know people who are at the age of 55 going back to finish their degree, getting a second degree in a completely different discipline because it's something that they always wanted to do. But again, they didn't think they could when they were younger, and now they wish they had, and they're not afraid to start. So, as long as you're alive, you can keep doing what you want to do. You can keep changing and growing until you can't, And
one of the things we both do that neither of us has actually mentioned yet is there are all these different cliches or sayings with dreams. And there's one that's like, a dream is a goal without a plan. But I think the huge thing is whether you call them dreams, whether you call them your vision, whether you call them goals,
Mm-hmm.
is at some point you have to have some plan of action. You're not going to actually make any of this stuff come true if you're just clicking your heels 3 times and hoping something.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the facts that are coming below us.
Right.
And that's the thing is you have to be willing to do the work. Because unless you have a trust fund or something like that, you're gonna have to do some work. You have to be willing to do the work, deal with the pain or the distress, be able to deal with the distress of being uncomfortable, because growth is never fully comfortable. So you have to be able to live with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I already said you got to do the work.
It bears repeating, because you and I are both living this entrepreneurial life at the moment. Different strata. I ain't gonna lie about that. But at the same time, I've always been a hustler. I've always, tried to do my best, whether I was working for somebody or not. And when I was in sales, every company will tell a salesperson, treat it like it's your own business. So I've always, hustle, ABC, always be closing. They teach you that in whatever sales discipline you grow up in. But as an entrepreneur, I don't stop. I don't stop working. I may take an hour here, a day there, but if the phone rings, hello, because it's a very fluid situation. I could be riding high one day and nobody could want to talk to me for a couple of weeks. And so I try to manage my pipeline, and I am everything in my company. I am the admin assistant. I am the marketing. I am the sales. I am the accountant. The accountant sucks, by the way. I am all of the things for this company that I'm running, and I'm being successful, and I'm exhausted, and I wouldn't change it for anything, because I could be just as exhausted for somebody else's money for somebody else's check. And again, I'm not saying entrepreneur life is for everybody, because it's not. This ain't for everybody. Once again, the revelation with the bad grammar. This ain't for everybody. But if you find yourself wanting to do it, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of 4 a.m. and 11 o'clock at night. It's a lot of, I got to get this done because I committed to this for these people by this weekend. So I guess I'm gonna be up until it's finished because I procrastinated yesterday. It's all of that. It's, let me make sure I got my taxes right so the IRS don't come after me because I don't have nobody else to blame but myself. So all of that work is worth it to me to set my own hours, set my own prices, do everything I want to do. Superwoman. Sometimes you feel like that. Like I'm every woman, Chaka Khan.
It's all in you.
But again,
You missed all my. I thought of so many songs when you're talking from Pugday. Can't stop, won't stop.
See, this is why we're friends, because we stupid together. But I just think about everything that I have to do, and I think about everything I used to do when I was in corporate America. Same general energy level, but the output, the results, the end game here is so much more of what I want. But again, it's not for everybody. But whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, you're gonna have to put in the work. Whether it's working here, working there, or just working out, you gotta work at it, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and I think the other thing that we keep hitting around is it's hard to get something you can't see.
Yeah.
So there's a level of the importance for being able to visualize what you want. Not only is there proven power in visualizing as far as things happening better for you, the more you're able to immerse yourself in visualization and utilize your senses. But it also gives you a way to be able to hash out the details, because if you are still and you visualize it, then you can figure out a lot of the soft things around it. And I really strongly feel in the importance of being able to somewhat at least see something of where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And it also feels more real. If you see it, even if you only see it in your mind, it takes it from being this abstract dream or thought into something that feels more reality based, even if it hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons so many of us have vision boards. I had them all over my house, and I rubbed off on her finally. See?
Mine is the board. The poster board was too big, but it's all up in there.
But that goes to an important thing when it comes to vision boards.
Mm-hmm.
The vision board is just about getting your vision out for yourself. And some people get hung up on it because they're like, they're not artistic or it's not super pretty. And remember, I told you, I said it doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be artistic, and there are some people that, it's just words. They don't think in pictures. But the thing is it's a visualization tool. And visualization is just super powerful. It's also even included in Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning and the Savers. That if you start talking to a bunch of people with money, look at what Oprah does. All of them are visualizing. Why don't we want to do what all these super successful people are doing?
Right. And why do we think it's hocus pocus when it's working for all these other people? You can sit and wallow in your denial and stay where you are. Again, it's about being open. I remember, again, sharing the tea. I remember when Erica first got me into crystals. Can you see them? Right by me. And she was like, I'm gonna hold my crystals. I'm gonna light a candle. I was like, girl, you on that nonsense? Ain't nobody try to do that.
Remember that money candle?
The money candle. Oh my God. Okay, so the money candle. I didn't believe it at all. I was like, this is nonsense. And I can't believe my double board certified Harvard trained friend is over here burning candles like she's about to get paid. And then when I tell you this chick found $300 in a book. Wait a minute, what? She goes, yeah, it had been in there for like a year and a half. But she's like, I need some money. I'm gonna burn my candle. I was like, that is the stupidest. Wait a minute, what just happened? You just found how? Okay, let me tell you what. Where'd you get that candle from? And I saw it work over and over again. It worked for another friend of ours in California. It worked for me. And so then I was like, tell me about this crystal. What is this? What is this dragon eye thing we're doing? And she let me pick my own. The vibe was resonating. I was like, I want these few, and I used to carry them. I still do. When I was doing presentations in person, and now that I am doing presentations virtually, I keep them by me. And I used to keep them in my pocket so I could touch them. And whether it is, universal energy, or if it's just mind over matter, having something that helps you believe in yourself, having something that helps you create that positive mindset and that law of attraction can absolutely help. So maybe you burn the candle and you attract money to yourself, but I have seen it work, and I was shocked at how well it worked. And I ain't mad. I ain't mad at you at all. I got a money candle right over there too.
We'll let Ursula. We'll tell her where to find it.
I'm gonna text it to you as soon as we get done.
The only tricky thing is now they're not shipping on Prime anymore. It's a lot more of a hassle. I think everyone, whoever that company is, just isn't making as many, or something happens. So it's a little bit more dramatic. I'm actually going to get a case.
You're just going to get a case, and stock up on that. Just like people stocking up on water and toilet paper and candles.
Yes. That's how I'm living. I just noticed the time, and also the other thing is Joy is very busy, so I have to make sure I get her out on time. So we can't do our usual where we just hang out with y'all for an hour.
We were talking
and we can see what we can do, Tamika. But I'm just so excited that you spent some time with me tonight. Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Let people know if you have any closing thoughts, and then also tell them where can they find you? Where can they work with Joy? Where can they find them some joy?
You can find me on my website. It is www.newheightsawait.com, because my company is New Heights Academic and Leadership Consulting. So newheightsawait.com. I do, like I said, individuals, I do executive coaching, and I do D&I work for different companies. So if your company is cutting up and you need somebody to get them right, holler at me. If you need some help, holler at me for that too. But my closing thoughts are, again, recognize when you need to flex. Bruce Lee said that water is formidable. It can flow like a river. It can freeze and be rough. It can do all these different things. So be water. And I messed that quote up a whole lot, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is recognize when the tide is shifting, right? Recognize when things are changing and you need to change with it. And don't be so rigid and holding on to what you thought that you overlook what can be. That's my final thought.
Let me catch that one little thug tear. You got a little profound there.
I'm hanging out with you, I know,
I'm rubbing off. So as we were talking about, naturally you get my usual, which is make sure you call at least one person and tell them that you love them. Not only will they appreciate it, but this is still a extra special time, and we're going to get through it with love, grace, and hope. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure that people continue to be intentionally connected with people. So to make sure that you don't become isolated, because we are social creatures, even if you are a bit of an introvert. Mm-hmm. I'd say the other thing is just be open to dreaming big.
Yes.
Well,
can I tell one story?
What?
About dreaming big. Can I tell one more story before I leave?
Yes.
So 2 years ago, when I first moved back to Atlanta, I had dreams of just out the box, well, what's your wildest dream? You know what? I want to have my own talk show. So Thoughts and Moments is my show. And it's tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern time, live on Facebook. Check me out. So dream big, because that's the only way you're going to have big dreams, right? Oh, that was fake deep, but it sounded good.
Yeah, it was deeper than die line. So as I was saying, make sure you intentionally connect. But I'd have to say, we were talking about dream big, but be willing to do big work, because a lot of what goes on with you read all these. Let me share a secret. During COVID, I've been reading a lot. So if it's a self-improvement, productivity, or reading that kind of book, that's what I've been reading, literally. And it's amazing how much information or wealth of knowledge is out there the issue isn't whether you can get the knowledge. The issue is whether you are willing to act on it.
Yes.
And to get to these big goals and these big dreams, you have to be willing to do big work. And one of the issues we have, especially in this country, is people don't want to do the work. Yes, I said it.
Your boy, Kevin Hart, I remember him saying that before his concerts. Everybody want to be famous. Don't nobody want to put the work in. And that's real. That's real.
You know,
get off of this call, I got work to do, which is, we kept it short, but yeah, it never stops, but can't stop, won't stop.
But it's important to be willing to do the work. So you can't have the disappointment of not reaching a goal when you didn't do the work. So do the work. I feel like I need a t-shirt that says do the work.
Right.
But the other thing I want to say, number one, you all know how to find me. You are here. Is I want to tell you I have something really big. It's going to start next week. I'm talking about myself because, I really admit to tell you more about it earlier, but you're getting it now. Is I am launching the Define Your Fairy Tale Vision Board Challenge. It is a free 5-day challenge. And one of the reasons I did 5 days is I know myself. If you work with me, I say, I'm not going to ask anybody to do anything that I won't do. 5 to 7 days is the most I can stay focused on something like that. I can't do those 21-day challenges, even though I meditate every day. Now, that 21-day Oprah Deepak stuff, I could never make 21 days. So it's 5 days, so it's short. But the great thing about it is this is for, if you're one of those people that you've like, I've always wanted to do a vision board, but somehow I never do it. Or I do it a vision board, but nothing happened. Or I'm tired of where I am and I'm stuck. I'm trying to figure out how to get unstuck. This is going to be the challenge for you, because not only in this 5 days, we're going to make this vision board, and you're going to learn how to actually use it, because there are some secrets and some tips that will take your vision board from a piece of art to an item that has action and makes some real stuff happen. So we're going to be talking about all that. 5 days. It's just 5 days. The time commitment is actually relatively short. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. And you sign up. There's a link scrolling below me that is on the slow scroll at visualize20.com. Visualize20.com. Again, I said it's 5 days. It's free. It starts on Monday. So get in where you fit in. Go ahead and sign up. You got nothing to lose. Worst thing happens, you're like, meh, and then you just read the emails. I encourage you to do more than just read the emails, but you'd be amazed at how fast these things can come together, which is a little bit of help. And it also will help give you a little bit of accountability for getting it done. And then what you're going to end up having is you're going to have a vision board that you can actually use to make stuff happen, to make the most out the rest of this year, so that you're going to be able to tangibly say, I did this, this, and this, and 2020 wasn't a loss. And then you're going to be all ready for 21. 21 is going to be your year. I decided it's going to be a boss year for all of us. There's enough abundance for all of us. We can all win. We're going to win in 21. I claimed it. Claiming.
I'm going to call it 21, WON. I'm going to claim it already.
Yes. So thanks again, Joy, for taking time out of your super busy schedule, for kicking it with us. Don't forget, you can catch her on Thoughts and Moments tomorrow at 5.
Yes.
Eastern.
Right. We'll be talking a little bit of politics. We're going to talk about, what's the plan now that we have moved on from election chaos. What's next? What's in the first 100 days? What do you want to see? So,
and there's one other place you can find her this week. She'll be on Sharpen Steel on Friday.
Yes. Friday night, Steel Sharpen Steel with my lawyer crew. And that's going to be a lot of fun too. Probably around 8:30. Again, Facebook Live. Just follow Steel Sharpen Steel. Follow Thoughts and Moments. You'll find me.
Yes. So I want to say thank you for your time. Again, if you hopped on here, you don't know who I am for real. I'm Dr. Erica, double board certified and Harvard trained psychiatrist, integrative lifestyle coach, and speaker. I am on a mission to help women feel seen, valued, and whole on their own terms. But I'm still here to help you. It doesn't matter your gender. I just want to make things get better. I want you to have the best life you can have. So I want to make sure all of you take good care of yourself. Call someone that you love. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us. We know you have a really busy schedule. Again, I want to remind you, go ahead and sign up at visualize20.com, visualize20.com, scrolling below you for the 5-day vision board challenge. You will not regret it. And just tell someone you love them and take good care of you and keep checking us out. I'll be back on tomorrow at 7. You'll see Joy on Thoughts and Moments at 5.
All right.
Night, night.
Bye, everybody.